Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, today is the day when all the normies happily chirp at each other the words, "May the 4th be with you." They have no idea how bad things are with the franchise currently. They aren't aware of the living tumor that is Kathleen Kennedy eating away at Star Wars from within. It's kind of like Americans on St. Patrick's Day, celebrating an Ireland they've never visited, singing songs they don't understand, just having a little casual fun, drinking green beer for a day, and pinching people not wearing green. And it's the same with Star Wars on May the 4th. Today, all the normies are saying, "May the 4th be with you," and smiling big and feeling like insiders. Because on St. Patrick's Day, everyone's an honorary Irish, and on May the 4th, everyone's a Star Wars geek for a day. But on this May 4th, rumor has it that the rot inside Star Wars is deep. Recently, I released a video about some rumors brought to my attention by my Hollywood spies, rumors that suggest that Dave Filoni has defected to Kathleen Kennedy's camp, leaving his erstwhile partner Jon Favreau behind in the dust. Well, my friends, today I want to share with you some new rumors provided by various sources, information that came to me after my report about Favreau and Filoni that, if true, adds an unprecedented amount of detail, not only about the situation with Favreau and Filoni, but it also puts a new spin on the twisted history of Disney Star Wars, in particular in regards to Kathleen Kennedy. Bear with me as I share with you this latest update demonstrating just how screwed up Star Wars is on this day so ironically called May the 4th.
Hey, may the 4th be with you, dude. But then again, it may not be with you, Doomcock. You can trot out the May the 4th all you like, but to ignore the insane number of problems with Disney Star Wars that currently exist is so saccharine, it would make me puke my own nuts up if I had a stomach. Or nuts.
I ignore nothing, O Skull of Calderon. Indeed, this May the 4th finds Star Wars in a deplorable state. Galaxy's Edge is a laughable and pathetic shell of what might have been before Kennedy convinced Iger there's no point in appealing to actual Star Wars fans by putting too much actual Star Wars into the damn thing, serving her own ego by limiting the park attractions to crap lifted from her sequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy regarded with reactions ranging from apathy to sheer hatred. The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, also based on the adventures of the amazing Wonder Ray, the bestest ever, has been such a dismal failure, it only operates for part of the week now because they can't book enough business to make it economically viable to operate every day. Mandalorian Season 3 bombed badly on Disney+, so badly it made me question whether Favreau was even involved in this season or if he was phoning it in from some kind of coma state. And things behind the scenes at Lucasfilm are so bad that Favreau killed off his own alter ego character on the show, possibly to signal that all hope for a better Star Wars is dead. And then, the coup de grace at Star Wars Cremation 2023, Kennedy dealt Star Wars a metaphysical death blow, announcing a brand new movie starring Rey that would cement the sequel trilogy into canon. And that announcement, along with the presence in The Mandalorian of the very Praetorian Guards from Last Jedi who killed off Jon Favreau's character, signaled that Star Wars is headed straight for the sequel trilogy, which in turn signals doom for the Star Wars franchise. All of these developments drove me to ask my Hollywood spies to investigate a recent rumor that did not come from my camp. Is Jon Favreau gone from Star Wars? And what went wrong with Favreau on The Mandalorian? They came back with some answers that were shocking, and I have some very detailed and brand new information from a new walk-in source I'm going to share with you about this very topic and more about the secret history of Disney Star Wars. But at this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by sources claiming knowledge of the situation at Lucasfilm, but since I cannot personally verify this information, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. Now, Here's what my sources told my Hollywood spies back on April 25th, as previously reported. Quote, "It would seem Dave Filoni has stabbed Jon Favreau in the back, according to multiple sources. Jon Favreau got played. Dave is a KK underling. I know you're asking why. Well, as we understand it, Dave cut a deal with KK to let him bring Ahsoka back. Allegedly, this is the reason he was promoted. So after The Mandalorian is done, Jon may walk. We don't know if this is true, but this is what we've been told. We know Gunn is after Jon, and if we were told the truth that Mando was changed without Jon Favreau's knowing, Jon may be ready to take Gunn's offer. We know Jon is very upset. The same source has given us some very interesting information over the weekend. We want to verify it." Unquote.
This is a very upsetting rumor, Doomcock, and I hope that your spies have been able to debunk it with this latest update.
I was hoping the same thing too, Harvey Cthulhu, but that's not the case. I received a lengthy and unusually detailed explanation of what's been happening in Lucasfilm in regard to Dave Filoni from a walk-in source claiming knowledge of that situation. Now, I always say to you, you must take what a walk-in source says with a whole shitload of salt, because these sources are not vetted by my Hollywood spies, so it could easily be disinformation. Nevertheless, doing what due diligence I could, I contacted my Hollywood spies and I asked them, following your report about Dave Filoni defecting to Kennedy's camp, have you gotten any pushback from any sources saying it's false, that it's disinformation, maybe even springing from Kennedy herself? My spies told me, rather ominously, that not one of our sources had pushed back defending Filoni, saying that this info about Filoni defecting was false. At that point, with caution and advising you to take it with a lot of salt, I've decided to share with you what this walk-in source told me nearly verbatim and let you decide what the state of Star Wars is on this May the 4th for yourselves. Quote, "Usually I'm not the type of person to leak anything, but since you're so close to the full truth in your videos, it's hard not to speak out. It all started years ago, and it's actually very simple. I've heard the following. Favreau was offered Star Wars Episode 7, but rejected it because Bob Iger wanted a remake of A New Hope. Favreau strongly dislikes the sequel trilogy creatively. Filoni just dislikes that the sequels gave the impression that Ahsoka is dead."
I guess he's very Ahsoka-centric.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. Originally, before season 1, they both agreed with Kathleen Kennedy to eventually lead The Mandalorian into the sequel trilogy. However, The Mandalorian became a cultural phenomenon, and this made Favreau overconfident. He wanted to secretly build a detour around the sequels. They kept the return of Luke Skywalker and his comments about the importance of training a secret from the actors, Lucasfilm employees, and Kathleen Kennedy herself by telling everyone that Plo Koon was the Jedi to rescue Grogu and that Mark Hamill only came in to voice a droid, just like in season 1. They even completed all the CG special effects for Plo Koon to fool everyone. However, as you might expect, this action breached contracts and gave Kathleen Kennedy the power to fire them. Kennedy didn't buy the excuse that it was just to prevent leaks and not ruin the surprise. Kennedy gave Filoni an ultimatum. Either resign from Star Wars or come to the dark side, and she would make him the new George Lucas. Filoni, of course, picked the new George Lucas option with the demand that Ahsoka lives. Favreau also took the George Lucas option at first, but when Gina Carano got fired, the Book of Boba Fett got ruined, episodes from The Mandalorian were placed in that show, Grogu was forced back, etc., and the original idea for season 3, with a role for Luke Skywalker, got scrapped. Favreau changed his mind and decided to quit Star Wars. Bob Iger convinced him to stay and gave Favreau full creative control over season 3. However, he still has to play with the others. It's no surprise that Kathleen Kennedy was able to control the direction of season 3 under these circumstances, unquote. So, these are the latest allegations about what's really going on with Star Wars this May the 4th. A grim picture perhaps, But a source may yet step forward with a different take on what's happening behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. But as of this moment, this take is the only take I'm hearing. May the 4th be with you all, and may you remember Star Wars not as it is, but as it was. From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.